dreams for me became a way to communicate with my subconscious mind, with my soul. I think a lot of people have symbols of death. Death is very common in dreams. Abraham Lincoln famously dreamed of his death before it happened. He had a dream where he went into a room. There was a coffin in the room, and he said, "Who's dead?" And they told him the president. So I've been keeping dream journals for about 8 years. Each of these journals that I have here is about 2 years of dreaming. Sometimes I remember more, sometimes I remember less, sometimes I go an entire week without remembering, sometimes I'll have 3 or 4. Because of what I study now, I've remembered a lot more of my dreams. I'll write down on a sheet of paper that I folded up, I will remember my dreams. And then before I go to sleep, I open up that paper, I read, I will remember my dreams, and I close it again. And then when I wake in the morning, I do the same thing. And the time that you're going to sleep and the time that you wake up are the best times to program your mind for anything. I've gone 2 weeks in a row every night remembering my dreams. That was the longest time I ever went. And that was when I went to the College of Metaphysics to study there as a student. And in that space, it's on a self-sustained farm. And because there's much less distractions, no TV, no internet really, and most of what you're doing is working on things. But because of that, my mind was freed to basically dream very deeply. There's a teaching from the Dream Dictionary that says there's 2 rules to dreaming. The first rule is that every person, place, and thing, every symbol that appears in your dream is literally about you. Everything in your dream has to relate to you because you're the one creating the dream. The other rule is that every person, place, and thing is literally you. So everything relates to you and everything is you. This is confusing because in a dream, there's all sorts of people. But the other people in your dreams represent aspects of your own self. So if I were to dream about my brother, I would basically say, what's a quality about my brother? Okay, he's caring, he's imaginative and funny. So in my dream, he would represent the caring, imaginative, funny aspect of me. Basically the part of me that I see in my brother. The old house that I used to live at appears a lot. The park that I grew up in appears like every couple of dreams. In the symbol that it is, it has a specific meaning, kind of a place where you can explore the subconsciousness. And the duty of the subconscious mind is to fulfill your conscious desires. Okay, here's an interesting dream. This is one of the nice ones, maybe 2017. I'm walking by a house and I see a tree with giant tomatoes. When we pass, many of those tomatoes fall from the tree. I start gathering up some of the tomatoes, filling my pockets with them, and a lady walks out of a house and is angry that I'm taking them. I explain I'm only taking what's fallen on the ground. So if I was interpreting this dream, which I did at the time, and if I'm looking back at it, a house represents your frame of mind. So I'm walking by, basically observing my frame of mind. And it's interesting, in dreams, you can be outside your mind. I see a tree with giant tomatoes. So trees are kind of like some subconscious mind existence, but because it's fruiting, it's creating some kind of food. Food in a dream represents knowledge, some type of knowledge of a specific sort. So there's knowledge falling from this tree. I'm gathering up and filling my pockets with knowledge, some subconscious aspect of myself. And because I don't know her in real life, she's an unknown aspect of myself. She's mad that I'm taking her knowledge. And I tell her I'm only taking what's on the ground, what's fallen on the ground. So basically, this is the knowledge that has come to me and is basically free for the taking, in my opinion. I couldn't do this alone. When you interpret your own dreams, you are biased. You are extremely biased towards your own dreams. You need outside input to give you other points of view. The same way in your dream, you're literally receiving points of view from other aspects in your dream. That's why there's other things happening in your dream. It's to give you this different experience. Like there's some aspect of myself that's judging the knowledge that comes to me. And it was the knowledge that I was receiving from the school at the time, the knowledge that spiritual lessons can come from anywhere, any culture, any teacher. I'd say it's extremely important to have a community of other people who are learning the same thing, so that you not only can get feedback, you can get encouragement, every week I feel encouraged to keep on with my study. Whereas if I were doing it by myself, I would probably be sucked into everything else that I do. Video games, work, TV, I would be sucked into all those things and I wouldn't even care. Whereas this type of study, because it's a constant process, you meet every week, you're supposed to meet every week, and the people are learning the same thing as you. You compare your experiences. That's extremely important, because if you were learning in a vacuum, you wouldn't learn very fast. And by comparing your experiences with another's, you can not only receive feedback like, to be honest with you, you're not doing meditation every day, so of course you're not getting the results you want. But we share everything that comes to us. Even when we're not doing well, we share that and why we're continuing to struggle and why it's difficult, but it's worth it. All of that is like extremely important. It's this type of learning is basically all related to yourself. It's all learning about yourself. Like the great questions of life. Who are you? Why are you here? What is the purpose of life? Those are the questions that I think everybody asks themselves constantly about like their life in general. Like, why me? Why am I here? Why do I have to go to work every day? You know, those things. It affirmed for me that there's more to life than just the life you're in now.
Next week in Humboldt Park, a professor seeks Chicago's most haunted.
My dad is mortified that I am so interested in ghosts.
From Superphonic Studios, this is Chicago. Listen every Sunday.